Africa's two biggest economies, Nigeria and South Africa, are scrambling to adjust after Washington's sweeping tariff crackdown ripples across global postal networks. The United States has officially revoked duty-free access for small parcels, a move that has left postal services from Johannesburg to Lagos under strain. This is Sal Peer on Vlog ND. In South Africa, the post office announced it is suspending all parcel deliveries to the U.S., citing the heavy compliance burden. Only letters, documents, and exempted mail like military correspondence will still make it through. For customers hoping to send goods, everything else is on hold. Nigeria, meanwhile, has taken a different approach. The Nigerian Postal Service says that from August 29th, any parcel heading to the United States except letters will carry a mandatory $80 customs duty prepaid before shipping. Analysts warn this new cost could cripple small businesses, e-commerce vendors, and even individuals, since the duty may often exceed the value of the goods themselves. Washington justifies the move under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, arguing that the exemption was being exploited for tariff evasion and the smuggling of illegal drugs such as fentanyl. Packages will now face country-specific tariff rates or a flat charge ranging from $80 to $200 per item. The policy, first aimed at China, was extended globally by an executive order from President Donald Trump last month. His trade team says it helps protect U.S. consumers while generating fresh tariff revenues. But the fallout is global. Postal operators from Japan, Britain, Germany, France, and even India have announced similar suspensions and restrictions. Shout out to our dear subscribers. To our non-subscribing friends, your support is as valuable. If you can take a second to hit the subscribe button, that will be fantastic. In South Africa, the shock is compounded by the post office's own financial troubles. The state-owned enterprise has been under business rescue since 2023, struggling with shrinking mail volumes and mounting debt. For Nigeria and South Africa, the tariffs are more than a postal headache. They represent new barriers in already fragile trade landscapes. For artisans, SMEs, and exporters across the continent, it's a stark reminder of how protectionist policies in Washington can ripple across oceans, threatening livelihoods far beyond America's borders. Meanwhile, the United States is recalibrating its role in West Africa and the Sahel, a region that has become a new front in global competition with Russia, China, and terrorism all shaping the stakes. The Trump administration is pushing for deeper engagement in the Gulf of Guinea and the Sahel, a vast area stretching across the lower Sahara. Officials in Washington argue that this is not just about Africa but about U.S. security, global stability, and fresh opportunities for American businesses. But while Washington moves to reassert itself, it faces challenges from both within Africa and inside U.S. policy itself. American officials must strike a careful balance: counterterrorism, democracy promotion, human rights, and immigration priorities on one hand while addressing the urgent needs of partners on the ground. What do you think? Can Washington truly balance all these priorities without losing trust in the region? Share your thoughts in the comments. Counterterrorism at the core. In recent months, U.S. defense officials have traveled to the Sahel to re-engage with the Alliance of Sahel States, a bloc that includes Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. For Washington, the mission is clear: degrade al-Qaeda and Islamic State affiliates that have grown increasingly powerful. U.S. commanders now call the Sahel the epicenter of global terrorism, warning that without urgent action, these groups could one day threaten the American homeland. But the politics on the ground are complicated. All three nations are led by military juntas that came to power through coups. In the aftermath, they distanced themselves from the West and drew closer to Moscow. Niger went so far as to expel 1,000 U.S. troops who had been critical in counterterrorism missions and seized control of a $110 million American-built drone base in 2024. Meanwhile, Russia's Wagner Group now has boots on the ground in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Do you believe these juntas are better off with Russian support, or should they find a way back to cooperation with the U.S.? Let us know in the comments below. Russia's shortcomings, America's dilemma. Despite its strong presence, Russia has not delivered the stability it promised. Security remains fragile, and the three Sahelian states remain vulnerable. Yet Washington's hands are tied. Under U.S. law, most forms of foreign aid, especially military assistance, cannot flow to governments that came to power by force. Additional restrictions prohibit support for foreign security forces accused of serious human rights abuses. These laws are designed to ensure U.S. aid does not fuel repression or trigger anti-American sentiment. But in practice, they leave Washington with limited leverage. Bridging the gap. Analysts say the United States can still find a way forward. By encouraging Sahelian leaders to take meaningful steps on democracy and human rights, Washington could legally issue waivers and expand support. But that road is steep. Burkinabe and Malian forces have been accused of atrocities that directly violate U.S. law, while junta leaders continue to extend their stays in power rather than move toward elections. For now, U.S. officials are focusing on what is legally possible: non-lethal assistance, intelligence sharing, and joint counterterrorism coordination. These measures, Washington argues, can improve operations, save lives, and begin rebuilding trust. Do you think the U.S. should bend its laws to give more aid to these countries or hold firm until democracy returns? The messaging battle. Equally important is how Washington frames its message. Officials are being urged to avoid lecturing African leaders on U.S. values and instead highlight that respect for human rights strengthens rather than weakens counterterrorism efforts. Framing abuses as a shared security concern could resonate better than preaching democracy alone. It's part of a larger strategy to counter Russian propaganda, which paints Moscow as a reliable partner and the U.S. as overbearing. Whose narrative do you think will resonate more with the Sahel Moscows or Washington's? Looking ahead. At stake is more than counterterrorism. The Gulf of Guinea and Sahel are also rich in untapped markets and resources, offering significant potential for U.S. investors. The Trump administration insists that deepening engagement can be a win-win partnership, securing African stability while opening doors for American business. But with fragile regimes, resurgent militants, and Russian influence on the rise, Washington's path forward will be anything but easy. Where do you stand? Should the U.S. double down on its engagement in Africa or step back and let regional players take the lead? Drop your opinion in the comments. We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share our videos. We appreciate your support so much.